save the date. Save the date. More information will be available in the coming future. But I just want you to know that I need you to save the date because there's going to be a formal invitation for you to attend. And so I examined that concept a little bit because we all receive that save the date. Someone wants us to be involved. Someone wants us to attend. But I thought it was interesting that people will save the date to attend someone else's event, soiree, wedding, whatever the case may be. But people don't save the date for themselves. Let's get into it so I can unpack this and explain it. Today's session and our conversation is about, of course, saving the date. I reserve a place in time for my greatness. This is going to be fantastic. Let's get into it. So, listen. There comes a moment in life when your spirit grows tired of casually speaking about dreams you were born to honor seriously. We talk about dreams and hopes and aspirations in such a casual way, but do we act on it in a serious way? Do we believe it in our heart and our soul? I'm going to challenge you on this because if you have goals and aspirations and you believe in these goals and aspirations, you believe you can attain it, you believe it's in reach, then you will save the date. You will mark a date and time on a calendar and say, I am going to do this. I'm going to achieve this. This is going to come to fruition on or about this date. This is for the ones who believe. I told you, this is for the dreamers. When your soul quietly whispers, stop treating your destiny like an optional event. And it whispers alone. It's that quiet whisper that becomes a declaration. A declaration that say, I am saving the date for my success. Not hoping for it, not wishing for it, not waiting for permission to deserve it, but preparing for it, making room for it, protecting space for it, like someone preparing a table for honored guests. Because greatness should never arrive to an unprepared spirit. Tonight's conversation is saving a date. Saving a date for your success. Saving a date for your destiny. Saving a date for your goals. Whatever have you. If you believe it, you will save the date. So welcome, family, friends, and eternal souls, to the Hour of Power, focusing on purpose and praise. I am D.E. Wilder, and I am your host. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on my journey. I'm on a journey of possibilities, and whether you know it or not, you are too. So now we're both on a journey together. This is your brother in growth and partner in purpose. But before we get started, as always, let us give thanks. Let us give thanks to all things, especially the small things. Let's celebrate every day's blessing and the beauty of life surrounding us. Let's make an effort to enjoy the constant beauty and the quiet miracles that makes life so uniquely precious. All in all, let us give thanks. I reserve a seat for my future, and I'm saving a date. I've saved a seat for the version of me that refused to quit. The version of me that kept walking, even while carrying invisible storms. The version of me that smiles publicly, while privately rebuilding broken confidence. The version of me that learned how to survive without applause or an audience. I saved the seat. For my future self, I press linen on a tablecloth of faith. I straighten the chairs, prepare them with discipline. I lit candles of possibilities inside rooms once darkened by doubt. Because sometimes sacred happens when a person decides, make a declaration, I will no longer speak about my dreams. I will no longer speak about my dreams as if they are strangers, as if it's something in the distant future, as if it's something that is detached from me. No, these dreams know my name. These dreams, they know me. These visions are stitched into my spirit. Before fear ever learned where I'm located, my address, and somewhere between the heartbreak and the healing, I had to realize success is abound, but it's not always loud. It's not always, with lights and fireworks and things of that nature. Sometimes success is quietly prepared while nobody is around, while nobody is with you, when nobody notices, like roots underground that strengthens before the tree even starts to rise, like sunrise rehearsing itself behind the curtains of the darkness of night, like a soul learning how to heal on its own and believe again. I'm saving the date. I'm saving the date for peace, for purpose, for abundance, for healing, for alignment, for life. My spirit keeps trying to introduce me to my destiny. But I have to learn to exercise the faith and save the date. Preparation is a form of faith, whether you know it or not. In fact, preparation is faith wearing work clothes. Let me say that again. Preparation is faith wearing work clothes. Anybody can talk about dreams, hopes, and aspirations, but preparation requires courage. Preparation says, even though I cannot see it fully yet, I believe it enough to begin building. So I begin preparing. I'm cleaning the clutter of my thinking and all those things that occupy our minds. I'm sweeping away the insecurities from the corners of my mind. I'm opening the windows inside a cluttered room where fear has been living rent-free. Because when that begins slowly, the light enters. Because darkness cannot survive inside intentional healing. So I stop entertaining conversations that insult my future. Stop shrinking myself to fit inside rooms built by small expectations. Stop apologizing for my hopes and my dreams, for believing that I was meant for more. No. More is not always, and when we talk about abundance, more is not always about material success or money. Sometimes more means more peace, more balance, more self-respect, more mornings where your spirit doesn't feel heavy just by carrying the weight of itself. Sometimes success is finally being able to sleep peacefully. Sometimes success is emotional freedom. Sometimes success is surviving what tried to destroy you. Sometimes success is simply waking up with enough hope and faith to get up and try again. Tonight we're talking about saving a date. Saving a date for your destiny. If you could save the date to attend a wedding, if you could save the date to attend an event, if you could save the date to attend some soiree, then you can save the date for yourself and your own destiny. We're now talking about the calendar of destiny. We got to stop asking life for random miracles. Instead, we must start preparing for intentional manifestations. Because when you say the date, this is a declaration. You move differently. You think differently. You speak differently. You stop saying, if it happens, and you begin saying, when it happens. That's a small shift. And for some, it might not make much of a difference. But in mindset shift, it's a big difference. It's what you think could or would happen versus what you believe is going to happen. It changes everything because language creates emotional architecture. And emotional architecture shapes movement. So personally, I became very careful with the way I spoke to myself. I no longer is saying I'm behind. I'm no longer saying I'm too late. I'm no longer saying people like me, they never make it. I began speaking life into my becoming. I began saying I am under construction, not under defeat. I am evolving, not failing. I am becoming, not breaking. And every affirmation, and we all need affirmation, every affirmation becomes another brick in the foundation of my future, your future, our future. Again, we talk about saving a date. If you can go to a wedding, if you can go to an event, if you can go to a soiree, and they give you to save the date, then you can save the date for yourself and for your destiny. So I'm saving the date for the day of my preparation, where my preparation meets opportunities, for the day my healing meets harmony, for the date that my resilience finally receives recognition, for the date my tears becomes only testimonies. You know, no one talks enough about sacred patience and having patience. We live in a time where we want everything now. And, you know, truth be told, we can get it now. I can order something right now and Amazon can have it to me tonight. So we live in a quasi instant gratification environment. But I'm going to tell you one thing for certain. For those big things, the things that you got hopes and dreams and faith for, the things that is part of your destiny, your becoming, what you were born for, those things are going to take time. And you're going to have patience, because equal to having that faith, you're going to have the patience to see it through. Because sacred patience is about a quiet endurance that requires you to keep believing. Keep believing in something while life remains silent. You don't see it. It's not there. But you have to believe. Because silence does not mean abandonment. Sometimes life is preparing you while preparing the blessings that you're about to receive. Sometimes your spirit must be prepared. Your spirit must get in a certain alignment. In fact, sometimes your spirit must mature. Before your opportunities even come, you have to be ready for the expansion. You have to be ready to accept the expansion. Because what good is the blessings and the abundance if your mindset is still living in a place of survival, living in a place of less than? What good is you to receive such an abundance if you are still in a place that you don't have the capacity to receive it? What good is success if your peace remains fragile? What good is elevation if your spirit cannot sustain the growth, development, and the altitude? So life slows, and it slows down for us. Sometimes it seems like it comes to a screeching halt, not to punish us, but in fact to allow the moments to strengthen us, to deepen us, to prepare our character for the weight of the unanswered prayers. And during those waiting seasons, we learn something powerful in the delay. Because delay does not mean denied. It simply means continuing preparation, continuing growing, continuing becoming, continuing saving the day. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about saving the day. Once again, if you could save the date for an invitation for a wedding, for a golf and develop event, for a soiree, then you can save the date for yourself and your destiny. Because if you're going to save that date, you want to prepare a celebration for your destiny, a celebration of your becoming. Because one day, without warning, your life begin to feel different. That's how it comes down. People don't know that's how it comes down. You be waiting and waiting, and you be hoping and dreaming. You have your faith, and one day it just all comes down. Everything that you said you wanted to do is going to happen. Everything that you said you wanted to achieve is going to happen. The difference is you just need to be prepared for it. Because life begins to feel different. Not because everything is perfect. That's not even realistic. But because you finally realize you survived yourself. I've been doing this work for some time. And one thing I can say with certainty is that when people are stumbling through life, and when people are not forging forward steadily, oftentimes it's because they're getting in their own way. Oftentimes, 90% of the time, it's because of them blocking their own blessings. People constantly do large things and small things against their own best interest each and every day. So that statement I just said is so powerful, most people won't even realize it. They don't realize until they come to the realization that they survived themselves. What did they survive? They survived the fear, the doubt, the insecurity, the overthinking, the emotional exhaustion, the seasons where you almost gave up and gave in. And then when it comes down, you suddenly realize and you recognize that becoming was the ceremony all along. All along, what we should be celebrating is not when we get to it. We should be celebrating the journey of becoming while we're getting to it. We don't need the applause. We don't need the spotlight. We don't need validation. But the transformation, the quiet rebuilding, the internal resurrection, the sacred unfolding are the authentic portions of ourselves. It took me a long time in life to realize that. I always was ambitious and pushing and going after something. And it took me a long time to realize that you got to enjoy the day, enjoy the journey, enjoy the becoming each and every day, and each and every moment, each and every step, come what may. Because some days are going to be fantastic. Some days are going to be challenging. But all of that is part of the journey. How sad it would be if someone gets to their goal and miss the journey. You get to your goal and you miss the journey, then you miss the whole point. You miss the whole point. We're talking about saving a date. Saving a date for your destiny. Not merely reserving a moment, but saving a date for yourself. you're becoming. This is not about external success, but reserving a sacred space for your soul to fully arrive. And remember, when it arrives, it will arrive on time. In due time, on time. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the judgment. And trust the judgment. Trust the divine judgment. Never late, always on time. So tonight I raise a toast. I'm not a drinker, but I raise a toast. Because I told you when I started, tonight is for the people who love to celebrate. The people who are the dreamers, the people who got faith, the people who got hopes and dreams and aspirations, the people with storyboards, the people with vision boards, the people who believe in something. That's what tonight was for. I raise a toast for every soul still preparing in silence. To every dreamer that's working behind closed doors. To every weary spirit still trying to believe again. If it doesn't work, keep faith. Sometimes we lose faith. We lose hope. So that we have to prepare and build back up to believe again. To every person who keeps showing up regardless of what happens. Despite the invisible battles that we all have. To every heart that still carries a vision after setbacks and disappointments. This is your declaration to yourself. Say, I may continue preparing. I may continue believing. I may continue becoming. And I hope that you never give up. Treat your destiny like it's a moment to celebrate. Treat your destiny like it's etched in stone. Not like it's an inconvenience. Not like it may happen. I hope it happens. Because your destiny, your dreams, your hope, it matters. It matters. It's a part of the fiber and the fabric of who you are. People don't know that each and every one of us was born for a reason. We were born for a reason. We were given gifts, talents, abilities to be part of the fabric and the tapestry of life itself. And your hopes and your dreams are part of that. It's a big part of it. So your vision matters. Your healing matters. Your purpose matters. Your future matters. Your future deserves for you to be in the most opportune position when those blessings rain down. So your future deserves preparation. So reserve the space and save the day. Protect the vision. Honor the process. Trust the timing. And keep whispering to yourself, I am saving the day for my greatness. If you're just coming in, tonight is about saving the date. If you ever got an invitation that says save the date for a wedding, for an event, for a soiree, for something, then you can save the date for yourself and your destiny and your goals and your aspirations and your dreams. Because if you can make the declaration that I am saving the date, that means you're not thinking, hoping, and dreaming that this can happen. You know in your heart the heart of hearts, this is going to happen. Somewhere ahead of you, there is a vision and a version of yourself smiling, smiling and happy and jumping with joy and gratitude. Why? Because you refuse to quit. Because you took the moment to prepare before the arrival. Because you believed before you had the evidence that it can happen. Because you kept showing up through uncertainty. And where you finally get to the point of becoming and the season of arrival. Don't panic. Don't scramble. Don't allow yourself to feel unworthy. Because long ago, you already whether you know it or not. Exercise your faith. You already made room for it. You already prepared the table for it. You already reserved a seat for it. Whether you know it or not, you already saved the date. This is about saving a date for your destiny, saving a date for yourself, saving a date for your becoming. I hope this message made a difference to somebody. I know it made a difference to me. If these words found their way into your spirit, share them with someone whose heart is also searching for light. Remind them gently that their grace still exists. Their grace is still within them. Their purpose is patiently awaiting their arrival. It is my sincerest hope that positive energy that I strive to live by and my unwavering dedication that I pour both into my walk and into my work reach beyond the sounds and touches the soul of each and every person who hears my voice. May the spirit that we share becomes a quiet but strong connection between us, encouraging each of us to grow, to rise, and to become better today than we were yesterday. And through that shared energy, may we spark a breakthrough together, lifting not just ourselves but each other up, so that we are and we share a collective triumph over individual victories. Because in the end, we are simply travelers on the journey that we call life. We're seeking meaning, we're seeking growth, we're seeking impact, and perhaps, just perhaps, we can search and find that together. Stay rooted, stay blessed, stay living life with purpose. I am D. Wilder. This is the hour of power, focusing on purpose and praise. I bid you peace and blessings. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I hope that message made a difference to someone. As I mentioned, the format of my Sunday night hour of power is most likely going to change going forward, but the message, the movement will be no less. I thank everyone who supports me. I thank everyone who comes for the message. I will continue it just in different ways and different forms. Stay tuned. Enjoy your week ahead.